Hi, I'm Damon Bonser, CEO of the British Design Fund, and I'm joined today by Sam, founder of Boost, a recent BDF3 investment. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm good, thank you.
Right. Well, look, as always, these little videos are just a nice way for our investors and the design community and anyone else that's interested in British Design Fund to see, to learn a little bit more about the founders behind the amazing businesses we invest into. So, Sam, do you want to tell us a little bit about your background before you founded Boost?
Yeah, so before I founded Boost, I was working in education and arts and heritage, and I was kind of interested in creative approaches, but I didn't ever really think I would be an entrepreneur, if I'm totally honest. It's been a bit unexpected. So that was my background. I was working locally in an art college, and then I was working for museums and cultural institutions.
Brilliant. And then was there a kind of eureka moment? Or, well, to be honest, I know there's a personal reason as to why you launched Boost, but do you want to tell us a little bit about how you went from where you were to where you are now?
So when I was working, I went back to work after having my child, and my mum was doing a lot of the childcare for me. And he, as a little boy of sort of 2 and 3, he was quite physical, and there was quite a lot of activities going on. And my mum has had breast cancer, and as part of her treatment, she had a mastectomy, and she was given a traditional gel prosthesis. And running around after my little boy at the time, it was just really, really difficult for her to wear it. It was hot and heavy and sweaty, and she found that being like really active just was quite difficult whilst wearing this type of product. And she used to say to me, why does it have to be like this? Like, nothing is replacing the breast that I've lost with my breast cancer treatment. I've chosen not to have a reconstruction. So why are they trying to give me this fleshy thing? All I need is something to hold my clothes out into the shape that I want them to be in, so my clothes don't twist around, and so things are fine. And so we started to think about it. And I one day just sort of went into work, and I mentioned it to one of my former colleagues, and we started to talk about it. And that's kind of how the seed was sort of planted, really.
Okay, and obviously it's a topic that probably isn't widely talked about. Is that something you found as you looked at that market and said, look, why is it broken? Why is there such a poor offering for people who've gone through this? Did you find it was something that was like maybe a little bit taboo, not spoken about?
Yeah, I think that a lot of women who've had breast cancer, they want to just get on with their lives after their treatment. So and there is a lot of people who are really happy that at least they have something given to them. But it's not until you start digging into those stories, and kind of co-designing with people, that you realize all the different issues that have come from being given a product that essentially it can be quite difficult for people to wear, and doesn't really suit them, doesn't fill them with joy either. And part of what we wanted to do was look at changing the paradigm, like thinking about, yes, I've had this medical procedures and I've had things happen to me, but actually, can I be re-empowered by having more choice to explore a product that maybe makes me feel good, that's a bit more fun and funky? We made some prototype sort of glittery boobs quite early on, just as a way of exploring whether we could make something beautiful, desirable, aesthetically pleasing, and just change the way people felt about that product. So yeah, it's difficult because a lot of women who've had breast cancer, it's nobody's business whether they're wearing a product or they're not wearing a product. So actually, bringing it out in the open and saying, look, hey, let's just celebrate people's bodies that are different, and let's celebrate diversity. Let's just celebrate who you are now, having come through a journey which has been quite difficult at times. I think that's a really important part of what we've been trying to do here at Boost.
Yeah, and I know there's a strong psychological play as well. It's not just a physical product, like you said. It's about celebrating what they've gone through. It's interesting. You talked about your users and designing for users, which is something at the fund we're like really passionate about. User-led design, it's kind of in our blood. Do you want to talk a little bit about how I don't know, the challenges of working with a user group like that? Were they hesitant to talk with you, or did you find that they were ready to share?
I think that we have developed a lot of trust as a brand over the past few years. And I think women have been very positive in about interacting with us, I think. But it initially, you're right, it did take a while to build up that trust with the community. But we started off really in our local areas. So we did physical visits. This was obviously before COVID and everything else happened in the world. But we started off with physical visits to support groups and being invited in to speak to women. And that really helped us to generate that ethos and to embed that human-centered design throughout our whole approach. And now when we are moving digitally and women are engaging with us digitally, I think that there's still a sense of, yeah, these people are trying to do what's right for us. And we always say to our customers, and we do a lot of social media about this, that we're open for you to call us and to tell us what you would change in the world if you wanted us to change something for you. And we do have women that call us and they say, oh, I really like your product, but could it be adapted a bit like this because I have this problem? And we work really hard with some individuals to try and see about the ways we can adapt a product, because from doing that we might then generate a new product line. And we just want to keep those lines of communication open. They're really super important to us.
Yep, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Okay, do you want to say, like, look, just a couple more questions? It'd be good to hear some of the challenges that you've had at getting to this point, and then wrap up by telling us a little bit of what we can expect over the next 12 months from you.
Yeah, so it's really for us at Boost. We are just about to start hiring people for the first time. We've been a small, very small micro business for a very long time, and we've been relying on subcontractors. So we're really excited to kind of build our core team. We're looking at developing what we call like a magic triangle for our ladies that we work with. So we've looked at the breast form products. We'd like to look a bit more about garments to house those products in. And in the future, we're also thinking about our digital service and how we can empower women around the world to find products that suit them best and to participate in our co-design processes using digital technologies. So all those things are kind of bubbling away, and this is the year where we're really going to focus on accelerating some of those programs we've been working on.
Sam, we're really excited to be a part of your journey. Looking forward to this year and the next few years working with you. Thanks a lot, Sam.
Thank you.